Hallelujah. So much to learn, isn't there not? When we think about our Master, we think about God as King. We think about Shlomo, we think about Solomon, his wisdom. How much did he know? We so strive to want to know knowledge. We're hungry for it, and it is one of the greater gifts we're to pray for. But all the knowledge in the world doesn't get us saved. All the knowledge doesn't help unless we apply it to a commitment of obedience and submission to Yeshua. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You know, the rabbis, they talk about planting a tree. See, Torah is a fence. Right? Torah is a fence. We have an area that God blesses us with under his dominion. But sometimes we plant an unhealthy tree close to the fence. And when that unhealthy tree dies and falls over, it opens the fence. And many escape into the world, and some of the world slips into the body. We need to stay close to the tree of life. Amen. We need to plant healthy trees. We need to live healthy lives. So that while we're in that perimeter, that fence, there's no danger of us falling outside of that boundary of God's grace and mercy. Amen? Behold, God is our salvation. Trust, don't be afraid. You know, when Yeshua was incarnated, sounds like incarcerated, doesn't it? But incarnated, when he was birthed into this world, what was the reaction of the people? Those who knew the Torah, knew the Word, what did they come to do? They came to bring a gift. And not that we have anything that really is of any value or worth that we can place before the King of the universe. But it was the attitude of heart. It was the attitude that I want to come to bring my most treasured whatever that I have to give. I want to bring before the King. I want him to know that I place a much higher value upon him than anything I could possibly possess, own, or have.
Shabbat Shalom.
What did you bring before the King today? What are we bringing before the King today?
Bring ourselves. The best thing that we can give him is ourselves. Give him our all. But he sure appreciates our offering as well. Tzedakah box is here, and the money jar over here. Feel free to come and deposit it. Thank you for your continued support as we continue to move forward. We need to lift in prayer our sister Judy Hibbert, because she broke her collarbone this week. That's not fun, is it, Bob? On top of all the other troubles, and have that added to it. But we have one assurance that God never places more upon us than what we can handle and what he is able to handle within us. So we lift her up in our prayers, Bob, as he ministers to her and takes care of her. Pray, Father, that you would bring healing, bring comfort, and just bring peace. We are in a very critical time in our country. I'm going to ask a question. How many of you are 18 years of age or older? Raise your hand. Keep it up there. How many of you are residents of the United States and are citizens of the United States? How many of you know precisely where you live? How many of you are registered to vote? Thank you. If for any reason we have anybody in here who is 18 years of age, a citizen of the United States, know their residency, and are not registered, we have a couple forms that you can fill out to become registered. One of the greatest privileges that we have as a citizens of this United States is the opportunity to vote and elect those who will run our country. Those who will serve as members of Congress, those who will serve in the Senate, and more than anything else, that individual who will serve as the president of our country for the next 4 years. I'm not here to tell you that who you should vote for, but I am here to tell you that each one of you have a responsibility, and that is to go to the polls in November and vote. There's not only the president and your senators and your congressmen that you're voting for, there are also issues that will have a direct impact upon your personal life and how you live day to day by those issues that are part of your local precinct. And it comes right down to the precinct. It goes to the county, it goes to the state, and also to the federal. And so you have a responsibility to go and vote for those issues. Not only for persons, but also issues that will arise. And you need to read some of these things and understand what their impact will be. Because it is by those elections and those establishing of principles that our country and our communities will continue to exist. School issues, bond issues for those, police protection, fire protection, mental health issues. Every issue that you can imagine is out there for your consideration. So don't say that it's not important. My vote doesn't count. Yes, it does. Matter of fact, in this past election, if you watch Facebook or you watch some of the issues in our past election, there were several that were tied and had to be decided by either a draw of card or of a re-election. So your vote does count. And you think when we look, okay, I'm voting for president, I'm one of millions of votes. However, that one vote can be very, very important.
And I want to add to that, even brother, even the fact that you are voting is an influence on other people. So you might think you just have one vote, but the fact that you are taking that stand and voting and exercising the privilege that we have in this nation to vote, you will influence others just like we are today. I want to tell you how important that is. One of our candidates as believers, one of our candidates has already stipulated that if elected, that we're going to, as believers, have to reconsider our values. We're going to have to reconsider our position on certain issues. We're going to have to rethink, such as abortion. Now, we're going to have to rethink that as a body, as the believers. That's what one of the candidates is proposing, that we need to get over it and move on. Yes. Yes. That's how important it is to vote. If you don't vote, you'll be voted for. So, because your not choice is still a choice. That's how critical this election is. The Supreme Court justices that get elected into office will make determinations about the quality of life that you have and the freedoms that you have to worship the Lord in the manner that you wish to worship. Your freedoms and liberties are being eroded by the moment. Right. It's so important for us as believers. Sorry, I was ranting.
That's all right. I'll get you a soapbox and I'll stand up there with you. I had the opportunity to serve this country in the Navy. One of the proudest moments is to when we see our flag, which it, what we fought for, the independence, the religious freedoms that we have. And unfortunately, we are seeing those, as Pastor has indicated, we're seeing some of those erode by those who are in elected positions. I suggest that you not get your information from Facebook as to who to vote for. 99 2/3% of what you read is fictitious or false or just something that's slander that's been thrown out. Look at past histories. Look at what people have done, what they stand for, and what they are really saying as to who they are, and vote according to that. So, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for, but I am here to tell you to investigate and exercise that responsibility. It's not just a right, it is a responsibility to get out and to vote. Not just in the general elections and what we consider the most important ones, but also even those small issues that involve our local areas. And what impacts me and my area is different from what impacts you and where you live. Because we have to know the issues that are presented before us in each one of our districts. So inform yourselves and then get out and vote. And encourage everybody else that you see also. If you have children that are over the age of 18 and say, I'm just, it's nothing. Encourage them to register and get out to vote.
Hallelujah.
It is important.
Amen.
The greatest